news coming in. The Prime Minister has now penned a special note to the countrymen on the occasion of Diwali, and Republic TV now brings you the details of this letter that has been written by the Prime Minister to the citizens of India. He has said, and I quote, that this Diwali is particularly special because for the first time, lamps will be lit in many districts across the country, including remote areas. These are the districts where Maoist terrorism have been eradicated from the root. So that's a big message that has been sent out by the Prime Minister in a special Diwali letter. Let's go across to Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor joining me on the phone line. Abhishek, give us your perspective and how do you view this letter written by the Prime Minister?
Well, you see, Prime Minister always believes in messaging and, reinforcing those messages at multiple levels. Almost on the similar lines, he made that address from INS Vikrant yesterday while having a Diwali with the Indian Navy soldiers. And today he is repeating it with a letter. It's a one-page letter he has addressed to fellow citizens. While he underscores that India is in a sort of a sweet spot in terms of providing stability to the world with its fast clip of economic growth, being the largest growing major economy and on track to be the third largest economy very soon. But their citizens also have to contribute. So while on the part of the government, it gave a push with the GST reforms, now it's for the citizens to really get involved and to take it forward with an accent on swadeshi and buying local products and thinking in terms of innovating in a manner that our economy becomes more self-sustaining and self-resilient and contributes even further to the global growth. India effectively has become the growth engine of the world with the 6+ % of economic growth, something which has been acknowledged by organizations like the IMF and the World Bank. So Prime Minister there reinforcing his message from yesterday in a letter to the fellow citizens day after Diwali. Remember, we are still in the midst of festivities. Tomorrow is going to be New Year in some part of the country, including Gujarat Prime Minister's home state. The communication part of which directly being taken care of by the Prime Minister there now with this letter written to fellow citizens. He has also, of course, underscored the fact that for the first time, perhaps in many districts across the country, Diwali has been marked with some sense of safety and security and gay abandon, because in those districts which were left-wing extremism affected, for the first time there is no Naxalism and Maoism threat. Essentially another communication coming in from the Prime Minister in the last 24 hours.
Yes. Abhishek, one more question before I let you go. You know, the very strong, very direct message that has been sent out by the Prime Minister that in a world that is witnessing multiple crises, Bharat has emerged as a symbol of stability and sensitivity. And of course, he's giving out a larger message. But speaking from the economic point of view, what sort of strategic signaling do you think the Prime Minister is sending out to the world, and especially to those global leaders who had called Bharat a dead economy?
Good question. That's a very strong signaling, in fact, coming out of the letter of Prime Minister Arnab, which is that while the world is limping from one crisis to another, one war to another, be it the ongoing Europe war in its third year and the collective failure of the Western leadership to really come to an amicable solution to it, and all the leaders collectively failing to really bring peace in Europe. Similarly, in West Asia, while we saw a lot of pomp and pageantry around the Sharm el-Sheikh peace summit, the fact of the matter is the situation is still tense on the ground, and it does not seem like a pullback has happened, just that Israel has unchallenged and asymmetric superiority, which it keeps continue to exercise vis-a-vis Gaza and Hamas. In the rest of the world, you are seeing the economic situation, the trade wars unleashed by the Trump administration, the latest one being, of course, the staring down that's happening between the United States and China. So in that scenario, for Prime Minister to really underscore that while everyone is at, jow with everyone else, and jousting for their own strategic and geopolitical objectives. While we did teach Pakistan a lesson we'll stop there, and now we are completely focused on rejuvenation, rebuilding, and reinventing India's march to progress with reforms and transformation. So I think Prime Minister there, in that letter to fellow citizens, using the opportunity at multiple messaging at multiple levels, including, of course, the broader global audience.
Yes, absolutely, Abhishek. Two strong statements by the Prime Minister in just over 34 hours. Thank you for giving us your perspective. And